Hello everybody and welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. Last time, I finally met Sim. It took me forever to track him down, but I finally did it and I'm so happy and I'm already in love. So we're going to keep looking out for him today. I'm going to go to the Valley of Vertigo and the Ridges because I'm pretty sure we might be able to find him there. We did find him in the plains and we also found him outside of the colony. So I'm assuming he's going to be wherever we go, and I want to talk to him some more and raise our friendship with him, and maybe more. Oh, and also the colony, was extremely safe in the last glow attack, which is exactly what I predicted, but I'm worried that it's just going to make us feel way too safe, and then something even worse is going to show up when we're not going to be ready for it, if the beginning of the game is anything to go by. Which, it probably is. So, let's be ready for that, but for now, we're gonna go out and look for our, hopefully, future BF. Oh! You approach Mars, who's deep in negotiations of some kind with Tangent. When Tang sees you over Mars's shoulder, she points and says your name. Thank you, forces of chance and chaos, Tang mutters, slipping away from Mars's attention, turns to you. She's your problem now, Yabby. Oh no, what'd you get me into? Mars pretends not to hear her. Yabby, she exclaims, you're looking hideous today, darling. Luckily, I'm doing makeovers and fashion advice, free of charge. What's the catch? Mars smiles. No catch, she says smoothly. You just have to try on my new line of clothing and give me your honest opinion. Come with me, Mars says, directing you to her room. I've been working on these designs for weeks. They're fresh off the printer and I'm dying to see how they look on a regular person like yourself. Mars's room is a riot of sparkling fabric. My first fashion line is all about dressing for the seasons of Vertumna, Mars says as she ushers you inside. Yellow and angular for dust, airy and pink for pollen, stuff like that. If we ever make it back to Earth, I want to be known as the visionary who brought Vertumna home. That's a great idea. Mars shrugs. I know. Mars indicates the pile of outfits on her bed. Well, what are you waiting for? Chop chop. You try on outfit after outfit, letting Mars scrutinize your silhouette and bearing. She seems genuinely focused on how the clothing performs. Finally, you finish trying on all the outfits. I think the glow jumpsuit is the winner. Go ahead and put it back on, Mars instructs. Then we'll do your hair and makeup. You sit on her bed as Mars pulls out her box of cosmetics. A day look, she asks. Or something more bold for the nighttime? Something flashy. Mars smiles at you with her perfect teeth. Someone after my own heart. Mars does your makeup efficiently, then pulls out a bottle of bright blue nail polish. One more thing and the look is complete. Mars paints your nails, humming tunelessly while she works. And voila, she says when she's done. That was fun! Mars smiles and caps the bottle of nail polish. And informative, I hope. Blue is definitely your color. Maybe I'll date you in the second playthrough. Because right now I'm going for Sim. I think that's definitely who I'm going to be aiming for. But after that, who knows? Because I've already said I want a different best friend in the second playthrough. I know that Mars was my best friend and now Deese is, but neither of them, because I did it with both of them. And if I'm dating Sim, then I'm going to pick someone else. But we'll see. What about you? I don't like you. Don't trust you. Oh good, it's Rex's little friend, Face says, crossing his arms. Go on, impress me then. Why should I care about what you have to say? Maybe if you weren't an asshole, people would actually hang out with you. Rex and Nomi are curled together, his head on their lap as they watch something on Nomi's holopalm. Nomi pauses the show and Rex grumbles sleepily. He must have almost drifted off. I could also date them. I like Nomi. Hi, Nomi says, scritching behind Rex's ears. Do you want to watch Turbo Girl? Hyperjet transform with us? We're almost ready to start the OVAs. Good to see anime is still a thing in the future. Have a flower. Oh, you want to talk to me? You find Nomi in the lounge, flanked by two holoscreens and doodling in a sketchbook with real paper. One holoscreen is playing an animated kids show, while the other is a wall of text that looks like it might be a translation guide of some kind. Nomi's attention moves between the three easily. When they see you, they jump and quickly lose their holoscreens, sitting up straight and clutching their sketchbook to their chest. Oh, hi, Yabby, they giggle, rubbing the back of their head charmingly. How you doing? Is that in a different... You can watch cartoons here. Nomi relaxes a little, breathing an exaggerated sigh of relief. Good, because I really like cartoons. Nomi sets their sketchbook aside and looks around conspiratorially. I thought you were going to bust me for jailbreaking my holopad, they say. All the Helio kids have restrictions on what we can watch and how long, but you guys have so many more cartoons than we had. Nomi throws their arms in the air. Like the first season of Turbo Girl Hyperjet Transform. What? I love Turbo Girl Hyperjet Transform. What? Nomi cries, slapping her hands to their cheeks. Really? It's cartoon ever made! What else has a schoolgirl who looks like an aircraft from the waist down battling evil aliens while dealing with the stresses of high school life? You have to agree. You were pretty fond of the arc in the third season where Kamiya and Otoko disagreed about whether Haruka would truly be considered a hyperjet if she was part helicopter. The Helio Media Archive only has season 2 through 9, and only 3 of the OVAs, Nomi says, puffing their cheeks out. I can't believe the 4th OVA, Flight Captain Yumiko, gets captured by the aliens and brainwashed into thinking she's an alien speeder agent the whole time. You hadn't seen the first season? Nomi shrugs and pokes one finger into their cheek. Spaceship kids make do. You don't have to know everything about something you like in order to call yourself a fan, Nomi continues. Just liking it with all your heart is good enough. Nomi laughs and flips over their sketchbook, showing off some of their drawings. I was drawing some fan art for the show, they say. Well, it's kind of fan art. Okay, it's really more like if I was a character in Hypergirl Turbojet Transform. Ooh, what kind of aircraft would you be? Nomi blinks at you, clearly stunned by your interest. Well, okay, kind of. You see, all the cool aircrafts are already taken, and it'd be rude to be a double. They press the tip of their index fingers together and look thoughtful. Sometimes I draw myself, my character, as something weird, like a hot air balloon. Then I think, it would be cool if I was the only regular human in the Turbo Girl Hyperjets. Aww, they're so cute. I love them so much. I'd absolutely be friends with them in real life. Hug me! I love that you can just hug Rex all the time. You find Rex playing cards by himself in the lounge with an actual physical deck of cards. He looks up at you as you approach and visibly brightens when he sees you, sitting up straight with his dog-white ears on alert. Waha! Hey, Yabby! He exclaims. How's it hanging? Do you want to play a game with me? Sure, what kind of game? It's called Bottoms Up, Rex explains. We both play a card from our hand we think is lower than the one the other person is playing, and the person with the lowest card wins. If you win, you get the number of points that are on the card, plus you get to take the loser's card and add it to your hand. So if you want to play a low card to win, but if you play your high cards at the right time, you get a lot of points. It's a game of compromise. I used to play it all the time back on the Helio, but now everyone's here and, realizing their dreams of being heroes and saving humanity, Rex says, rolling his eyes with a good-natured grin. Soldiers love to gamble, Rex says. You know that thing you use here? Kudos? We could bet some kudos on it, or maybe we could bet something more interesting? What do you mean, more interesting? Well, Rex says, his smile turning wolfish, have you ever kissed anyone before? Not yet. Really? Rex asks. Wow, but you're so gorgeous and cool. Oh, Rex, I'm swooning. Do we kiss no matter who wins? He puts a hand on yours and leans in, looking at you with a sincere expression. I'd love to be your first kiss, Yabby. Oh my goodness! I'm a little swooned. That was very smooth. Fuck it, why not? You only live once. Unless you're a video game character, but why not? Rex puts his hand out to shake to shake on it. Deal, he laughs. The anticipation is the best part. Oh, I love that picture! Okay, it most likely will be Rex and Nomi I romance next time. Maybe. Rex shuffles the card and deals half the deck to each of you, and you begin to play the game. The best thing about this game is that it's not very hard to play, Rex says, scooping up his winning cards. It's all about how well you know the other person, and well, we don't know each other very well, so what do you want to know about me? Have you made any friends here? Oh yeah, of course, Rex says. He looks happy. All of the adults are so much nicer than the ones I grew up with. Like, they care so much about how and why they do stuff. I like being around them. And the other teens, like, whoa, you guys are all so cool. Anemone and Tang are so passionate. Cal's a solid sweetheart. And Mars is like a galactic level hottie. Wow, he trails off in thought. Oh, and that Deese guy seems interesting too. Okay, at least you're not being mean to my boy Deese. What do you like to do for fun? Talk to people mostly, Rex says, and puts down a low card to win the hand. I like to see what everyone's doing and help them with stuff if I can. I just like being around other people. I like doing whatever they're doing. Oh, and cuddling, of course. I love cuddling. And running and chasing stuff. He rubs the soft inner part of his ears and smiles sheepishly. What are your plans for the future? Rex blinks at you. Oh, wow, big question. I don't know. I think if I stayed on the heliopause, I probably would have ended up becoming a soldier like everyone else. But planet side? Rex smiles to himself as he puts down a high card. I could do anything. I've always liked making things with my hand, and I like to make other people happy. Maybe I could do something with that. Aw, yeah. You play out the rest of your cards, staying fairly even with Rex, until Rex is left with only one card and you have two. You're trailing, but not by much. If you play your low card for an easy win, you'll gain enough points to make a draw. If you gamble on the slightly higher card in your hand, you might lose entirely, but you could win. What do? All in. You put down your higher of your two cards, and Rex shouts, "Are you for real?" He laughs. "That was a really risky play. You're lucky I only had a high card left." He turns over his card. "It's even higher than yours. You win the game by a comfortable margin." Rex tidied up the cards, biting his lip with one little fang as he darts you a coy look. "So, you want to cash in that bet, winner?" "Yes, please!" Rex giggles and leans in, cupping your cheek and placing a thoughtful kiss on your lips. It doesn't last long, but you can tell. He's a great kisser. He smiles warmly as he pulls away. "Thanks for playing with me, Abby," he murmurs. "Maybe we could do it again sometime." Aw, that was sweet. I'm just flirting with everyone, aren't I? We're only at 11th friendship. We were just like, fuck it, let's kiss. Alright, the time has come. We're going to go find our friend Sim again. And we're going to search the Valley of Vertigo, which I never fully finished exploring, I don't think. Because stuff happened. Let's forge in the valley. We're looking for Sim. There they are! I see them! Oh no, Utopia! Utopia, don't do anything stupid! Sim! Like the rest of the planet, the valley is home to some strange plant and animal life. You find Utopia puzzling over a jelly arch, a huge gelatinous arch held together by solid veins large enough for a person to walk underneath. They don't look like animals, but you've been around long enough to realize that things aren't always what they seem. Upon closer inspection, the arches seem to pulse and breathe, even though they have no visible organs, and they're always kind of warm. It's unsettling. Now, I know this one ain't right, Utopia mutters to herself as you approach. Yabby, you ever seen a jelly arch look so deflated? You take a look. It's true. This arch doesn't seem as structurally sound as the others. I'm beginning to think they're all connected, Utopia says, scratching her chin. Like runners underground, poking up every so often in waves, like this. If one's looking rough, what's gonna happen to the rest? She sticks her hand into the goop, and the arch seems to cringe away as she roots around its innards. It's got some kind of crystal structure in here, suspended in it, she says, sticking it between her teeth. Wonder if it's got its nose kicked out of its joint or whatever it's got instead of a nose. The jelly arch makes a sloshing, groaning noise, its surface rippling with pain? Can it even feel pain? Or is it just a reaction to being churned up inside? Get her to stop! Utopia pulls her arm from the jelly arch with a puzzled expression. Yeah, I guess I should be more careful, she says. Good looking out, Yabby. Hi, Sim! Walking through the wilderness when Sim steps out directly in front of you. Don't go this way, he advises you. Just trust me, Here, I brought you something. Would you like egg? Sim examines your gift in great detail and asks various questions about where and when you found it. Oh, he says the same thing for every gift. Do you just like everything? You're awesome. Well, that didn't raise our friendship at all. Maybe I just need to, like, come back every now and then? Ooh, there's something up here. Let me grab some stuff first, just to be safe. I don't know why that would be safe, but... Spot a termite-like creature digging into the dirt here. Its engorged abdomen dragging along behind it. A quick perusal of your holopedia tells you this is a juvenile squeeger queen. Once she finds the right place, she'll root herself and work on incubating the next generation. Her sponge-like abdomen swelling with larvae and sweet royal jelly. It'll be impossible to move her, killing the hive. This might be an opportunity to capture a living hive. Maybe you could convince it to take root in one of the barns in the colony, giving the colony a source of honey without so much dangerous foraging. It spits acid if you get too close, and they have a nasty, powerful beak. No wonder no one's managed to catch one. Trick it. Let's see. 5, 5, 4. 51, 9, 8, 6. Oh, it always scares me when it takes a second for it to, like, load. Oh, that's bad. There we go. Mostly blind, you squeeger queen is oblivious to your ulterior motive. You spend the entire day subtly leading her in the right direction. She's like an incredibly slow turtle who keeps stopping to lick the ground for some reason. It's super boring. Your dad meets you at the gates to receive the queen. Your Majesty, he jokes, bowing deeply. I'll make sure she gets settled in, he he says to you. Come by and visit her anytime you want. Alright, nice. Oh, that's how you unlock tending animals. Maybe if I had gotten that last time, my mom wouldn't have died. Whatever. Too late now, I suppose. Alright, well, I'm gonna head back now. We're gonna do something in the colony, and then we'll go to the ridges. Maybe we shouldn't visit Sim, like, over and over and over again. Maybe he needs a break from us every now and then. I just want to make sure we get our friendship up sooner than later. The sun rises again after glow, heralding its new year. It's your 16th birthday. You wake in your new quarters, blinking into the watery sunlight. Dust motes flow through the air, and you take a moment to enjoy the perfection of your bed while you listen to the sounds of the colony waking up outside. So much has happened in 1 year. Just a few short months ago, you thought your life was over. Now it's better than ever. There's plenty of food and the colony is safe. You even have your own bedroom. You're considering snoozing until your dad wakes up when your reverie is interrupted by someone sitting on your balcony. It's Dees! He's on your balcony? He's starting to act more like Sim every day. You're finally awake, Dees says, slipping off your railing. I thought you were going to sleep away your whole birthday. Happy birthday, by the way. You watch the sunrise in companionable silence. Your dad wakes up shortly after that, and you order up your traditional birthday breakfast feast. He gives you a big squeezy hug and tells you he's proud of you. Aww! Dees, that was so sweet! Oh, Dees! Oh, I got a new perk. Native Botany. Ooh! You head out of the colony, hoping to find Dees and you do, as well as Rhett and Utopia, who have teamed up to talk to Dees about something that has him scowling deeply. It was different before the attacks, you hear Utopia say, but you're older now, and when you're on an expedition, you can get into a lot of danger when you were just a little kid going on a walkabout. When you're out there on my team, I'm counting on you to do as you're told, and be where you're said to be. She gestures beseechingly. What am I gonna do if something happens to you out there, kid? What if you disappear one day and you're hurt, and no one knows where to find you? What if... I'll be fine, Dees cuts her off. I can take care of myself, and if I can't, that's on me. That's not how it works here, Rhett says, his voice stern. You're not just putting yourself in danger out there, you're putting the whole colony in danger. I know you're a bit of a loner, son, but you have a family here. All of us. We're all your family. We're going to send people out to find you, and what if they get in the same trouble as you did? He continues. We're counting on you to follow directions out there, to keep everyone safe, not just yourself. What if I don't want to be found? Dees explodes, waving his arms. What if I want to be left the hell alone? Rhett and Utopia are stunned by Dees' outburst. Rhett opens his mouth to respond, but Dees talks over him. If I don't come back, just leave me out there, he spits. If this planet wants me dead, maybe I deserve it, huh? Don't you ever think about that? Maybe I deserve to die out there. Maybe we all do. With that, Dees stomps away. Rhett and Utopia look stunned. You follow Dees around the outer walls of the colony, to where he's angrily pulling things out of a drain pipe hiding hole he's long since outgrown. Stupid humans, he grumbles, stuffing what looks like a bedroll into a carrying bag. They never think of anything except... Oh, he trails off. He continues, trailing off when he sees you. What do you want? Are you okay? I'm great, Dees mutters. Just awesome, actually. Yeah, thanks for asking. You watch him pull things from his hideaway and throw them in two piles. Screw this colony, he says. I didn't ask to be a part of it. I don't need it. I don't need anyone. I'd be better off living in the woods, like an animal. At least that's real. He reaches far and pulls out a busted-up-looking mechanical device. His old alien communicator he made using gear he stole from Command. Jeez, he laughs. Guess I don't need this anymore. What do you mean? Dee smiles as he turns the device over in his hands. Well, I've already got Sim, he says quietly. Didn't even need this old thing, did I? He tosses it in the discard pile. I don't need it where I'm going anyway. Take me with you! Dees takes a second to consider it before your meaning sets in. What? Why? He replies, baffled. Come on, Yabby, you have a whole, life here. A future. You have friends, people who love you. Don't throw it all away just to be with me. I'm not worth it. His face softens. Look, maybe once I'm set up, okay? I'll send you a message, if you really mean it. He finishes unpacking his stuff. He's going to keep, which barely amounts to a full backpack. He straps it into his back and nods at you, determined. Did I ever tell you my full name? He asks, seemingly randomly. No, you didn't. Dee smiles a little at that, just with the corners of his mouth, as he huffs in a self-deprecating laugh. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have. It sucks, honestly. It's dysthymia. Doesn't that mean... Yeah, Dee says. It means being sad. What a joke, right? Who names their kid that? He shakes his head. Aunt Anne always talks about how babies make everyone happier. Was my mom sad before she had me and Tang? Or did having us make her sad? His smile twists. Was it me? Was I the reason? Dee scuffs his boot in the dirt. Whatever, he mumbles. No one's cared about me, basically ever. Since before I was born. My own mom didn't love me. The, one person who you think could. He looks up to the sky and blinks rapidly. Whatever, he repeats. I'm out of here. Thanks for everything, Yabby. You're the only good thing about this shithole. I'm gonna miss you. Give him a hug, please! Let me hug you! You throw your arm around Dees, who grunts and pats your back awkwardly. He doesn't relax until you finally relent and let him go. You watch him disappear between the fungal trees. Within minutes, he's out of sight. He really left! You're getting ready for bed later that day when you receive a colony-wide announcement through your holopalm. It reads as follows. Colony notice. Reminder that there is to be no unauthorized trips outside the walls without prior authorization from Expeditions Command. Anyone caught in violation of this rule will be punished. This includes going for a walk. It is dangerous outside the walls and only to be done by trained and armed personnel. Thank you, Command. How about that? You sent Dees a message. Dees messages you back immediately with just a picture of a knife. You're guessing he didn't get very far. Oh no, Oh no, buddy, I'm so sorry. Oh, he should have been able to get out. Oh man. That sucks, Dees, I'm sorry. It sucks because nobody is nice to him here. I guess some people are, but they don't really show it well, do they? Alright, what to do? Let's get engineering, and then we're gonna go to the ridges and look for Sim. Considering that Dees is trying to run off to Sim, I really think it's important that we make sure we raise our friendship with him, just in case. Study engineering. To further your engineering knowledge, you're taking a mini-class with Chief Engineer Instance on the construction and maintenance of your holopalms. These devices are engineered bismuth crystals embedded in your palms when you start school. They use the heat and electric current of the human body to power themselves, to talk to each other, and connect to the HoloNet. Congruence's massive repository of information. You can barely remember life before yours. Holopalms were commonplace by the time the Vertumna group first formed on Earth, and the square bismuth is grown in the lab, Instance explains, so the physical device itself isn't hard to maintain. The difficulty is in the display and touch interface. Instance opens her holopalm, displaying a visible projected screen floating above her palm. As chief engineer, she also has one of the fancier versions that combines with a pair of eyeglasses to superimpose a projection right onto what she sees. The interface relies on plasma voxel generators, which require extremely small components that are impossible to nanoprint. The material we will have to be mined from Vertumna itself. Tang raises her hand. Is it possible to hack these devices? She asks. If the biological electronic interface is so thin, is it possible to hack the human body? In a way, we've already begun to hack the human body, Instance replies. What do you call gene tech? Everything the body does and is capable of depends on 4 nucleobases in different configurations. It's no different than congruence. Human and artificial intelligences are both built from a limited code and are transformed into more by the building. Your genetic enhancements, superhearing in sight, temperature regulation, increased resistance to fear, disease, and fatigue, all present in the human genome and unlocked by the power of science. The class splits into working groups, and to explore installing modules onto your holopalm, you and Tangent are in a group together. She begins installing a mod that will let her scan inorganic materials and get a reading of their chemical compositions. What do? I'll download my own mod. Tang raises an eyebrow, impressed. What module do you choose? A bacteria-sniffing sensor. Maybe that could help in Pollen. Ding! Your holopalm can now help you analyze the presence of over 2,000 different kinds of bacteria and other unicellular organisms. This should be helpful in your studies of biology, mycology, and medicine. Nice! Maybe that could help with our dad. Nice. Oh, I got another perk. Mental cards. Nice. Alright, what should we do? Ridges or Vertigo? Well, the only place I haven't seen Sim in yet is the Ridges, so let's go there. Oh, Dees! You're about to set off on gliders when Dees stops you. Actually, he says, looking around furtively, I want to show you a place I found when I was scouting. You look up from your holomap. It's not on any map, yet, he says. It's special. I want to show you because I think you're the only person in the colony who will understand what it means. You and Dees set off, hoping for a few hours before the trackers in your holopomps ping Utopia that you're not where you said you'd be. After a short trek off map, Dees takes you to a round door set in the side of a cliff. The door is glossy black and made of something that's part bone and part stone. Like the rest of the convergent domain architecture you've seen, unlike the ruins, this place looks, well, not new, but definitely well maintained. Sim? Dees touches the fingers to the center of the door, and it dilates like an iris, previously unseen seams folding in on themselves with a noise like rocks grinding together. Inside is a lumpy, smooth tunnel that reminds you unpleasantly of intestines. It looks like you could barely fit in there, on hands and knees. An uninspectedly cool wind ruffles your hair. I'm diving in! Oh! It's this place again! You both crawl and inch your way through the tunnel to where the cave opens up, about 10 or 15 meters in. You stand in a cave that looks part organic and part intentional, a curious mixture of almost organic-looking stone, growths, crystals, and glowing mushrooms in a riot of iridescent oils, slick colors, some of which look like they could be controls for an ancient bioweapon. You view deeper into the cave in an obscured by layer-caked stalagmite layers. Everything is dark, but for the eerie glow. You're using your holopomps as flashlights, but it's air-conditioned. Cool, fresh air is blowing from vents in the floor. I haven't figured out what this place is for yet, Dees says, touching a mushroom with his fingertip. It puffs out a cloud of glowing spores, and he sneezes. You spread out to see if you can decipher this place. Like, what the heck is that? Oh, another strange device! How about that console-looking thing? If it's a screen, it's all dark, like when congruence isn't active. Unlike congruence's colorful, decorated chassis, this is decidedly alien tech feel. You fiddle around, touching things at random. Don't do that, hisses Dees, but nothing happens. What about the writing on the wall? There's a huge faceted crystal plate embedded in the wall, engraved with deep glyphs, convergent domain writing, you guess, and some kind of map? There are lines between the symbols. You trace your hand over it, but can't make any sense of it. What if I did this? Dees makes a shocked noise as the reality of the cave melts away and you find yourself back at the depot. No, not back. Not entirely. You can still feel the cool, moist breath of the cave on your cheeks and can still smell the funk of the mushrooms, but everything else is exactly as you'd expect, as real as if you could reach out and touch it. You feel embodied, like you can feel the pressure of your feet, 4 feet, on the ground. Oh, are they controlling the animals with this? Utopia walks through Dees, rematerializing on the other side to talk to one of the surveyors. Dees passes his hand through her image with amazement. Are they spying on us? He breathes. The image of Utopia doesn't seem to hear him. You take your hands off the controls, and the cave returns. Dees blinks at you in sudden gloom. What the hell was that? He says. It was like we were really there. Like we were seeing out of the eyes of some kind of animals. Like we were the animal. Are the gardeners spying on us? Sim says they have eyes everywhere, Dees says. I didn't know he meant literally. We can't let Utopia knows about this, he continues. We have to keep Sim's secrets. You agree to keep this monitoring station a secret. Alright. I mean, I don't know, we should probably tell someone, but I don't want to give away Sim. Sim is my bro. And possibly more. If we could find him. He's gotta be somewhere around here. I knew you'd be here! I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! Alright, so maybe we do need to wait like a month or 2 before we talk to him again. That way we can get that friendship up. You're walking up a trail when you're caught by surprise. It's Sim! And he's running? You're knocked to the side as he pushes past you, running in the opposite direction, barely a glance. You shout and chase after him, but after a few seconds it becomes clear you don't have a hope of finding Sim when he doesn't want to be found. You turn around and continue along the path, and around the bend you spot a familiar face. Utopia! She's collecting rock samples with a pickaxe, like an old-timey prospector. What the hell? Who the hell was that? She demands. I didn't see anyone. Utopia squints at you. The man who just ran past. The tall guy dressed in black? How did you not see him? She hikes her pickaxe off her shoulder. Whatever, just watch where you're running, okay? The gravel's loose around here, and maybe check in with Doc Instance and get your eyes looked at. You agree, happy to be out of this conversation without any trouble, and continue along the path before Utopia asks any more questions. You walk for a couple of minutes before you see Sim again. He seems to be in good humor despite the close call. Oh, he says, leaning against a tree, it is tiresome to be so secretive. He wipes his eyes, brimming with mirth. It is such a pleasure to be around you and Dees, and to not have to hide myself. He sobers quickly. I do appreciate your discretion, he says. It is not the right time for the gardeners to be formally introduced. To do so too early would cause a great degree of chaos. Yes, even the female surveyor, he continues. I do like her, but I have learned from my limited experience with your kind that the adults of your species do not react well to surprises. It's good that you're here, though, Sim continues, as I do need something from you. Data. What? Sim holds up his hand. Please do not be alarmed, he says placatingly. I do not mean sensitive information such as personnel or defenses. I mean only the contents of your digital cultural archive. Like holovids? Sim smiles. Yes, exactly. Your holographic recordings of movies, music, books, cultural artifacts only, I promise. Why? I'm thinking it's because they want to understand humans better. Well, Sim says, isn't it obvious? I wish to know more about your kind. I wish to learn how to... He struggles for the right phrasing. I wish to learn how to act in such a way that is not so discomforting to humans. I'll do it. Sim's gentle smile grows warmer. Truly? He asks, clasping his hands. Oh, I thought it would take a great deal more convincing. You are surprising. It's such a pleasure. You tell Sim that you can likely find a mem drive in engineering and fill it with the data he wants. But you request payment of another kind! Sim startles and laughs, his hand shooting up to cover his mouth. Oh, you're so bold, Yabby. That is a quality I genuinely admire about you. What a marvelous gift, to be able to simply voice whatever it is on your mind without the burden of forethought. He taps his lip thoughtfully. Perhaps watching your holographic vids will help me to understand the nuances of your request. Yes! Oh, okay, I can't bring what he asked. Alright, so I need to smuggle that stuff out of engineering, so I should probably head back now. Oh, there's Utopia again. Oh, do you need something? One sec. Let me just grab the stuff around you. Just in case this turns out to be a stressful experience. Alright, what's up? Utopia has sent a team of geologists to get a closer look at the region's weird terrain. You come across them working, and Utopia beckons you over. Yabby, she says, drawing everyone's attention to you. Yabby, come here. Everyone, Yabby's been working in this area a while, and I'm sure you've got plenty of information on what's out here. The geologists politely turn towards you and listen. Here's what we've got so far, Utopia says, speaking directly to you. Judging from how the layers of sedimentation are broken up, this place used to be pretty flat. Therefore, must have been a ton of earthquake activity ripping up the land and bringing up these huge ridges. We can date these quakes around the time a lot of these ruins were created, she adds, and we're looking, but we haven't seen anything built after them, like that was it for the old convergent domain. These broken up layers are the same across the planet. Something sure happened, but about 20,000 years ago. Share the findings on the crystals. The crystals soak up energy from the sun and transfer it underground. What if the energy was unleashed suddenly? Utopia watches bemused as the geologists crunch numbers. It would have been an enormous amount of energy, but if this entire region was one big solar battery, that kind of energy, the energy of 2 suns, could definitely cause an earthquake of the magnitude that could rip apart the land. Share about the obsidian layer. You explain that below the sands there's a thick layer of dark silica crystal, obsidian stuff that the convergent domain used. Utopia nods. Right, you can see it in the striations, yeah? It's one of the major landmarks in the geological timeline. Obsidians and earthquakes are both associated with volcanoes, but there's no volcanoes here. Not even a fault line, Utopia says, wiping her forehead. It's just not natural. Alright, let's help them work. You set up a drone hive to measure the sediment layers along the cliffside and learn a few things about rocks. Nice! Rocks are cool. Alright, let's head home. We gotta see if we can figure out how to do the engineering thing for Sim. I want to make sure we can get them that info. Alright, home time. Go home. How exactly are we going to do this engineering thing, I wonder? I guess we'll have to figure it out. Oh my god, my perception is so high. Oh, it's early pollen! Alright, now that it is time for pollen, I'm going to see if I can get that stuff from engineering. There's got to be a way to get it, right? How would we do it? Do I just need to do something in the engineering wing? Oh, there it is! Download data for Sim. I almost didn't see it. Sim asked you for data on human culture, television shows, music, books, things like that. You have unlimited access to Congruence's media archives through your holopalm, but for Sim it will be a little more complicated. You need to find a physical storage unit with enough memory to contain a chunk of the holo archives. Let's hope we can do this. Steal one. The robot workshop would be a good place to look. You sneak in. Nobody around. Good. You rummage around until you find what looks like a portable holo unit in your drawer. Then find a port in the wall to plug it into. An interface pops up with options to copy data onto the tiny drive. Perfect! You start carefully copying your very favorite vids and games, and then realize there is a shit ton more room in this tiny device. You sweep in several thousand more vids, as well as the entire contents of the school's Learningpedia. As you slip the unit into your pocket, the Congruence console suddenly flickers and lights up. Congruence seems amused. She doesn't sound an alarm, although you know you shouldn't be in here, but asks in a neutral voice, "What are you doing in here, Yabby?" "I needed this holo unit for school." "Oh, perfect! Thank goodness for that persuasion thing from Mars." You casually take it back out of your pocket and present it to her. You tell her Professor Instance told you to come get one and put some data into it. You're studying old Earth media and humanities. Congruence actually believes you, you think. It's hard to tell since she has complete control over her facial expression. As you leave, you realize the hole in your story. Why would you need it on a physical drive instead of just watching it on your holopalm? Congruence must have seen through your ruse but deemed it harmless. Well, at least you're done. Phew! We got it! I'll bring him the info now, why not? There you are, I've got it! Did you bring what I asked? Sim is standing by the shadows, wrapped up in his clothes like he's trying to blend into the jungle. He looks like a vid actor pretending to be shifty. You guess he's asking about the data he asked you to smuggle out of engineering. Got the data you asked for? I knew it, Sim exclaimed. I dreamed about it last night in my vat. In your what now? Sim waves his hand dismissively. Never mind, let me have the data drive. Alright, here it's yours. You hand over the data drive and Sims takes it reverently, staring at it like he could see what's inside. Marvelous, he says, like a genetic payload, except with digital data instead of organic. What will I learn from this trove, I wonder? You're still puzzling over the implications of the phrase genetic payload as he continues. The other gardeners are tedious and obsessed with their work, he complains. They're more concerned with maintaining equilibrium than experiencing new things. They don't understand what a novelty it is to make life interesting. He slips the data drive into his sleeve. Thank you, Yabby. I will treasure this. Oh, you're welcome. You come upon Sim practicing something that looks like yoga. His body moves in very unnatural ways, like he's double-jointed. There's so much possibility in this body, he observes. I cannot help but think humans don't appreciate the limits of their forms. I feel positively nubial. Would you like... Maybe you could tell me about this. Sim examines the device for a moment, then hands it back to you. I think you had better hold on to this, Yabby, he says. You may need it later. Oh, thank you. What are we at now? 60. Nice. Alright, I'm going to... What should we do? I'm going to collect stuff, then we're going to probably relax. Let's see, what could we do? When we get back, it'll be mid. So if we relax, and then in late we come see him, that sounds like a good idea. Nomi! Please don't tell me you got swallowed by something again. You meet up with Dees and Nomi. They've stumbled upon something strange and are arguing about what to do with it. It's a big blue crystal, knee-high and warm to the touch. Looks like there's something inside it. We gotta crack it open and see what's inside, Nomi exclaims. It could be anything. Are you a psychopath? Dees retorts, clearly offended. What if it's alive? You're gonna screw with the ecological balance because you're bored? It's for science, Nomi pouts, turning to you. Come on, Yabby will do it, right, Yabby? Scan for a heartbeat. You use some surveying equipment to detect a heartbeat, proving that yes, it is alive. You can't tell much else since the scanner seems to be blocked by the crystals, but it's something. Nomi is absolutely delighted. The three of you happily leave it at that. Oh, thank goodness. You spot an enormous, unfamiliar flower. Large, waxy petals join to form the basin, brimming with goopy yellow gunk. The entire thing has a sticky, melting look. The awful smell of the juice permeates the area. It's like something died in there. Wait and watch. One of the nearby bushes started rustling. Oh, another bush bub! It approaches the plant and dips its arm into it, bringing it to its face and licking it. Then it sticks its head in there and drinks. You try not to gag. Blech! After some long, deep gulps, the bush bub wanders away, looking slightly tipsy. Feel around in there. Oh no! You panic, expecting the sting of digestive juices, but it's just warm. Gross, but oddly pleasant. There seems to be nothing else in there. You plant your feet on the other side of the flower and pull your arm out with a mighty slurp. Your hand smells awful, but it feels kind of tingly and kind of stronger. All your noise attracts the nearby bush bub. It comes scurrying out of the bush, growling and cackling at you. Defend yourself! I was just curious. 8, 3, 3, 2, and 5, 3, 1, 1, 1. There we go. The funny creature rears up and stomps on the ground intimidatingly, but by reading its body language you realize it's just trying to move you away from the big flower. You back away slowly, talking softly to it. Good bush, bub. You can keep your gross stink flower. It's all yours, buddy. Let's go home. Nice. Alright, Oh! You're woken up by the buzzing of your holopalm. It's a colony-wide alert. You rub your eyes and ponder the thickness of the air seeping into your bedroom through an open veranda door. It's an ominous but beautiful sight. The seasonal pale pink haze has turned a deep fuchsia, the scintillating silver sparkles floating through it. The Shimmer! You check your holopalm messages. There's a colony-wide notice telling you to stay put. What about my dad? Geophonics! You don your environmental mask and make your way out to Geophonics where your dad is working. The air is so thick it's hard to see anything at all, and your footsteps are strangely muffled. Other people moving through the fog appear like spirits, flicking shadows like through a murky sunlight. No one speaks except to urge you back to your quarters. You make it to one of the greenhouses, but you can't find your dad anywhere. You keep checking your holopalm, but he won't respond to your messages. You start to panic. Then you come across a message from Dr. Instance telling you to come to the medbay. Your father collapsed outside the wall and is in bad shape. Wait, outside the wall? They finally let you in to see him. Your dad is lying in a medbed asleep. He's almost unrecognizable. The shimmer is all over him, and his skin is glittery and strangely lumpy, like something's growing out of it. Oh no, it's just like the topiaries we saw! Something is growing out of him. You realize as you see Instance carefully scrape what looks like fungus from his shoulder. She places it in a petri dish and hands it to Tangent. There are tiny fungal growths all over him, even one poking out from the corner of his mouth. You watch with disgust as a thin trickle of glittering dust leaks off the tip and disperses into the air. Tang places a sample from your dad under an analyzer and turns it on. She looks tired. "I'm sorry, Yabby," she mumbles. "We were so close." You sit with him a while until Dr. Instant sends you back to the court. No, it keeps getting worse! In the early hours of the morning, you hear your dad passed away. I'm all alone. You spend the next month in your quarters. Oh no. No! I'm an orphan! I lost everyone! They hold a funeral for your father. You're becoming an old hand at these funerals. First Tammy, then her father, Uncle Tonin, then your own mother, and Com, and everyone else who's died in an attack. Feels like your own mother's funeral was only weeks ago. It's so colossally unfair. No one quite knows what to say to you. Though they grieve along with you, it doesn't make it any easier. Auntie Seaton and all the other adults of the colony will always be here for you, but you guess you're an orphan now. You miss your dad. You miss your mom, too. What could I have done? I thought I was doing everything right. Mostly you just sleep. One morning, Chief Engineer Instance asks you to visit her in the med bay. You go because you don't have the energy to say no. I have to tell you something delicate about your father's condition, Yabby. She begins, folding her hands on her desk. I hope this information will give you some comfort. After your father's death, we continued to research the Shimmer, she continues, her voice even and neutral. Being able to study the disease in its terminal phase and beyond was the missing piece. We know now how to prevent Shimmer from taking hold in the human cells, she says, her faint smile quite not reaching her eyes. With cultures grown from your father's cell lineage, everyone in the colony can be inoculated against the Shimmer. Thanks to your father, we have a cure. Okay, but what about my dad? What do I... So, but if he's the cure, then how am I supposed to save him in my second playthrough? I guess I'll be happy, but I'm still so sad. It's okay to feel that way, Instance tells you, with uncharacteristic kindness that you find comforting. Grief is different for everyone. If you need more time off to rest, nobody will mind. I'm gonna keep resting. You hear a scuttling of metallic legs. What the heck? And a strange, knee-high robot bursts into your engineering lab, going full tilt on 6 spidery legs. It slams into a wall hard enough to knock itself down. It seems to have trouble getting back up again, and it's flailing its metal legs around dangerously. What's my engineering at? Do I have anything I could use? Nope. I do not. Alright, so put it back in the hall. Oh no, it slashed my leg! Stupid robot! Congruence's TV thingy wheels in squeakily as the robot runs down the hall. Sorry about that, she chirps. I'm so close to getting its new movement algorithm online. I have the Robovax corner it and we could try again. Working with robots is just so hard with no hands, she continues, wheeling it back and forth in display of frustration. This was much easier when Hal was here. I miss him. Congruence doesn't clear her throat, but you get the impression she's stimulating it anyway. Well, if you know anyone who loves to tinker with bots, let them know I need a helper. Alright, so I need to raise my engineering. Oh, things just get worse and worse and worse. I'm an orphan now! Dee ships uncomfortably from foot to foot. Sorry about your dad, he mutters. He looks out toward the wilderness. The pollen's really thick in the Valley of Vertigo, too, he adds. Sometimes people in the expeditions would get kinda weird about it. Guess that's not gonna happen anymore, now that they figured out the Shimmer. I wonder what I could have done. I know you can take fungal samples, right? What could I have done? Nem nods at you as you approach. Sorry about your dad, she says, with a sympathetic but slightly distant smile. He was cool. Oh, I can't talk to anyone about anything else. Base nods at you in understanding. Sorry about your dad, he says. He seemed like a good guy. You really lucked out. That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. And all it took was my dad dying. Tangent looks at you, about ready to collapse. I'm sorry about your dad, she mumbles. We tried so hard. So hard, she repeats to herself, as if you're not even there. Oh, Tangent, I know you tried your best. Cal gives you a watery smile. Hey, he says quietly. I could really use one of your dad's hugs right now, you know? I could use both of their hugs, my mom and my dad. Nomi fishes something out of their pocket and hands it to you, a rumpled white origami crane. Sorry about your dad, they stumble. He seemed like a pretty cool guy. He was, thank you, Nomi. Rex's ears droop in sadness. Listen, I'm sorry about your dad, he says. He seemed like a really great guy. Mars breezes over and gives you a kiss on each cheek. I'm sorry about your dad, she says, holding you at an arm's length. If I can do anything, please don't hesitate to ask, she continues. I'll move heaven and earth for you, darling. Well, figuratively, you know. Oh. I'm going out to find Sim. I don't want to be here right now. I can't? Good morning. Oh, fine. I guess we'll find Sim next time. What can I do now, then? Is there anything I could do? I don't really know what to do. Can I not do anything because I'm in mourning? Oh, no, I can do stuff. Let's tutor the kids. Just to get it over and done with. It's been a rough year. Well, it's been a good year, and then it ended roughly, I guess would be the better way to say it. Hi, Sim. I'll find you next episode, I promise. Alright. Well, that was a rough end to the year. I don't know what we'll do now, but I know that next time we're going to look for Sim, and we'll see what happens after that. But until then, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy, please consider subscribing. Remember to take care of yourself, fuck Shimmer, and have a good day.